All right, this next project is online password breaking. I put it up there moments ago, actually. Sorry, I had a lot of meetings today. What it is, you're going to have to break into an online system this time. Okay? So, the administrator calls you, he needs access to the system, but for some reason he's forgot his IP address, the usernames, and the passwords. And what he needs off the system is, first of all, what are the login credentials? In the past, you only had to solve one of them. Now you got to do 20. But it was, people were solving in 5 minutes. It's not good. That's not good. And you have to get the RSA keys. Just got to retrieve them. It's not a big deal. Okay? Not that hard to do. But you can actually, I'm going to explain how this all works, but it'll be fine. All you need is Nmap and Hydra. Now, there are Windows equivalents. So you can actually, you know how you all have a Windows machine? I think there might even be a Windows equivalent installed on there. If not, you can install one yourself. So, is that my phone? Yep, my phone. So, yeah, if you want to.
Color scheme doesn't change.
What?
Your color scheme wants to change.
Oh, the freaking color scheme. Okay, so if you would like to install it in your Windows machine and use it, that's totally fine. That's not an issue. You can actually do it on both. I don't care. Do whatever you feel like. You all have been giving a new machine. Not all of you. Some of you. How many of you are in pen testing? Some of you. Okay, those of you that are in pen testing already have a Kali machine. So I didn't give you another one. Just use that one. Okay? I mean, it's the same thing. Why give you two of the same machine? Those of you who are not in pen testing, we gave you a machine. But you can use Nmap to find the machine, first of all, and the machine, which we'll tell you here in a second. So use Nmap to find the machine, then Hydra to break the passwords, then use the appropriate tool to access the system. What I mean by that is, Nmaps can help you find the system. Okay? If the system's running SSH, then which type of protocol would you try to break? SSH. If it was running FTP, you try to break FTP. So if it was running FTP, you would probably use an FTP client or whatever. So use whatever tool you need to access this system. Whatever the protocol is, that's what you would use. It's nothing difficult. You can figure it out. Then retrieve the keys. Okay? They're called general purpose RSA keys. Once you figure out what type of system it is, you'll be able to go find out how to retrieve the keys. It's one little sentence. Okay? It's not hard to do. Okay? The system is located on this network. Okay. How many IP addresses is that? Anybody know? Come on. But it's really 254 because you can't use first or last. It's really 256 minus first or last. So 254 is what you get. So don't scan the entire class B address. I've been scanning for an entire week. No. Only scan in that range to make sure it works. And actually, we're going to do that here in a second. Well, yeah, well. All right, but anything outside that range is not correct. So if you scan and you find something 1010.0 something or 1010.40, that's not the right area. Your machine will start with 1010.99. Okay? There's 2 services on that machine. One of them is SSH. Don't use SSH. The reason is SSH will give you lots of false positives. SSH is it's a pretty good protocol, but if you're trying to break into it, it realizes that and starts telling you, oh, you're good, you're in, and it's not in. So don't use SSH. So do not attempt to use SSH, and you get a lot of false positives. Okay, so use Nmap to find it, and then use Hydra, and I can give you the exact command to run. Obviously, you change the protocol and the port and the IP address, but I've been telling you exactly how to run the tool. Now, there's also a GUI version, which we'll show you. It's not a problem. Okay? All right, tell you all that. Now, the usernames. Here's the toughest part of this whole entire project. Okay? Y'all know, okay, my email address is KDewey. Y'all realize that. So, in other words, that was my first initial and my last name. You need to mangle the usernames until you figure out what is the correct username, because I already gave you the password list. That English file is the passwords. Okay. So it says usernames can contain any valid character supported by the protocol. such as dashes, periods, spaces, tildes, smiley faces, mailboxes, bombs, and Windows logos. There's a reason I put all that in there. Okay. Does anyone know what a valid username is? When's the last time you saw a username with a smiley face in it? Never, so don't use it. Point is, use the valid ones. Okay? You know, when I first got hired here in '96 as an adjunct, we were using something called Banyan Vines. Anyone ever heard of Banyan Vines? I hadn't either. But they're like, yes, your username is Ken space Dewey. I'm like, no, it didn't. Yeah, it is. I'm like, no, you cannot have a space in the username. I'll be darned, it worked. Which, no, you can't, that's stupid. But no, that was one you actually could, which I was totally shocked. So, figure out which protocol you're going to connect to, because you're going to use Nmap. It's going to tell you. Find out what a valid username is, and don't put in stupid stuff. Okay? Now, in the past, we had a student, you know, and the mangling is basic stuff, like K-Dewey or K-Dewey, stuff like that. We had a guy who went online and typed in, you know, there's places that'll mangle names for you. But they make stuff like Ken Dewey, Ken Dewey, or Dewey K, Dewey Ken, or it's like, no, I didn't do any of that stupid stuff. There's no Ken Dewey, or KK Dewey K Ken, or something. But don't use those online sites. They really suck. But it's just normal mangling. Okay? Usernames are all lowercase. They're mangled from the list of names below. Here's the names. There's 40 of them. But I was being nice. You only have to do 20 of them. But it's a randomly generated list of them.
So all of them you're guaranteed to use at least half.
So, if you think about it though, the quiz is not timed. If you open the quiz starts. Guess what you get? The names.
That you need to find. Okay.
The quiz never changes until you submit. So there's how you get your 20. You understand that? Okay. Now I give you the answers to the questions to the quiz as always. Oh, I said the passwords are located in the file. It's the English file, which I'm going to show you where they are in a second. Well, they're located in the current folder for this assignment. It's called English. You just save it, upload it to your Hydra machine or wherever. Okay? Not Hydra, Kali machine. Save them on your virtual machine. Use them. You're free to edit the file. I wouldn't. I'd just use it as is. It won't take that long. Okay? Use Hydra to determine the username and passwords to get into the service depending, you know, that you determined with Nmap, which I'm going to show you a demo of how to do all this stuff. Okay? There are Windows equivalents of all of them. If you want to use them, that's fine. They might be on your virtual machines, your Windows machines. I'm not positive.
Like Nmap on the Windows machines.
There's no Nmap?
There is.
Okay, there you go. Nmap it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here's what the quiz is. What's the IP address of the system connected? What's the command you use to retrieve the keys? What are the first hex values of the keys? Second hex value, 8, whatever the keys. Which protocol, which port, and then that's what the names look like. Here it's listed. What is the username and password for Otis Way? Enter the username in the first blank and the password in the second blank. I was trying to figure out how you could possibly screw that up.
It doesn't say username, so.
So the first blank gets what? The username. Second blank gets the password. Don't type username : No, just put in the username. Second blank is just the password. Don't type the password is. No, just the password. I'm telling you guys, I try to think of how could they screw this up. I try to, some of you are going to find it. Some of the stuff, man, that pen testing, stalking science, those of you in that class, I never knew so many ways where to put a date. It's like, wow, it's like 50 different varieties. I never could have guessed them all. Okay. Okay, on what? No, I didn't put all the rest of the names. I just brought it up one time. Now, each time you run the quiz, it's going to give you different names. But as long as you start it, you should be fine. It should keep those names forever. And it does, the same as always, it doesn't time out. So, All right, everybody okay on what the project is? Yes, kind of?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show you how to do it all now. All right. On your virtual machine, does everybody know how to get in vSphere? Hopefully at this point you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ignore. Come on. I could do a mystery shop for Panda Express Friday. It's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. All right, VMs and templates. Okay, what you guys, you know how if you open up this plus sign, you can find your machines and all that. Everybody okay with all that? Whoops, that's not the one. Schools, row state. So if you're in pen testing, your machine's already in pen testing. If you're not in pen testing, like in here, you'll see you now have a Kali machine sitting right there. Okay. So you will have your Windows machine. So each of you, like a drill, you have a machine right there. Okay. I'm going to go up here and use, not that one. I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to demo it for you. Everybody okay on how to get in here and everything? Okay. Do not contact me for the username and password to Kali. Don't do it. I will not give it to you. But if you need it, where would you go to find it? So many people. I've had people, I couldn't do my assignment. Why? Because you wouldn't give me your username. Did you ask Google? It's like the number one answer. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to run Nmap. Okay? In Kali, if you get under to Kali Linux, you got to figure out where it is. Now, it should be under Information Gathering Network Scanners. And we're going to run Nmap, which is the GUI version of Nmap. Okay? So there's Nmap is the non-GUI, Nmap is the GUI. What Nmap does, if you look here, is actually creating the command for you right there. Easy enough. Okay, I'm going to scan 10.10.0.0/24. So you can actually put it in exactly like I give you. Obviously, I'm not doing the one you guys need. And then just change it to quick scan. That's all you need. You don't need that. Now you notice it actually changed the command. Then it'll start running. Come on. Shouldn't take that long. Come on. Show me something. There it is. Okay. See, this one has a lot of machines on it. So it'll come up and show you all the different hosts that it found. For each host, it'll even show you the services. Like I want to go down here to File Server 1. Look at all the services that are running on it. So if I was to break into this machine, I would either use FTP on 21, HTTP on 80, or so on and so forth. So easy enough. You should only find one machine in that entire range I gave you. As long as the machine's turned on, which I hope it is. I didn't check it. And it's going to show two services. One's going to be SSH, and you're not going to use that one. You're going to use the other one. So everybody okay on Nmap? It's pretty straightforward. I mean, that was it.
You want to go ahead and check
He's
our
right
safe
there.
machines on?
Yeah, but if I do it on the recording, you'll know the IP address.
Oh, man. I don't know.
I'd have to pause, but I'll check when I'm done here. All right, so everybody okay on how to use Nmap? It's pretty simple. I mean, all I did was quick. Don't do intent scan. It'll take a lot longer, and you don't need it. Now, once you have the IP address, if you'd like to do an intent scan, that's fine. But you don't need to. It's going to tell you this. Because you saw I did quick scan, and it told me the ports. Ports and services right there. The only thing it really didn't tell me is the entire, what type of system it is. So if you want to do intent scan, once you find it, to find out more about the OS, that's fine. Don't necessarily need it. Okay.
Need the OS for the clears.
No, you don't need the OS. No, that's not one of the answers. It's what was the IP address? What command did you use to get the keys? what are some of the hex values, and that's it. So. All right, so I'm going to pick this machine here, and I'm going to break into FTP right here. Okay? Y'all agree that would be a good choice? Okay. So that's Nmap. So I'm going to go back under Applications, Kali Linux. Now I want to do password attacks because we're going to try to break some passwords. We're going to do online attacks. Now I can use Hydra, which is the command line version, or Hydra GTK, which is the GUI version. Obviously, most of you like GUI stuff. So again, this one just creates the command for you. So that IP address was 10.10.0.41. Okay. Pretty simple. Since you're going to be connecting to a single machine, just typed it in. If you had a list of machines, you would click on the list button right here, and then you would point to your list. You would save it in a text file on your desktop or something. Like I'll actually show you that right now. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to say create a new document, an empty document. I'm going to call it, I'll just make usernames.txt. Then I'm going to open this up. I'm going to, is it in there? Oh, I did a folder. I thought I did a file. Come on, close. Oh, this one. Duh. Yeah. Why did I create a folder? That was stupid. Move to trash. Come on. Rename. Username is that text. We're going to put in, spelled it wrong. I'll just put in a couple different usernames. Alright, so there's my usernames file. And I'm also going to create a new, this is what I did last time, empty document. Okay. You guys already have the English file, which you can use for passwords. But I'm going to put in just a couple. Let's see.
Way universal.
Oh, you'll see. It'll work. So now I'm going to bring it back to Hydra. But pretend I had a list of the hosts. I could click on that, then pick the file name, the file name that has it. So I'm just going to go to the single host. Now, the port. Remember on Nmap over here, it told me FTP on port 21. You see that? But doesn't FTP automatically use 20 or 21? Well, you can change those. Like in my house, I remap my ports to all kinds of different stuff. So I could go in here and say, okay, I want to have FTP, but I mapped FTP to port 43 or something. So you could tell it, use FTP, but on an alternate port. But in this case, it's on the right port, so I'm going to put in the right number. Okay. Now, be verbose means show you what you're doing. Just show me everything on the screen. Because I like that, because I really hate for things that just run.
You're just like, what worked, what didn't?
Is it running? Is it doing it? Is it working? Verbose puts everything on the screen. You don't need SSL. Okay, under passwords and username, so I could put in one. I could say use KDewey. You guys have to mangle names. So I'll put some names in there. Okay. Now the trick is, when you do this project, make a decent list, but keep track of which ones you try. We had a student who had a big old long list of names, didn't solve it, so he'd add more to the end. Run it again. Then you add more to the end. I'm like, you keep running the same list over and over and over, you're wasting your time. So if you have one big old long list, I'd go in and find your names. And then go ahead and make one file for each or something, whatever you want to do. Okay? But if you got a username list, just click this. Then you can go down here and click usernames. Easy enough. Okay? Same with password if you had one password. Now you could also do loop around users. Maybe you're doing different machines and you want to try every name on every machine, so you probably don't need that option. Passwords, again, if you're doing one password, you can put it in there, or password list. You guys are going to point to that English file. Okay. You could also use a colon separated file. You just point to it there. Now, tuning, the protocol we're using works decent. I think if you watch one of the prior recordings, I tell you set the number of tasks down to 10, or actually 2 at one point. But what the tasks means, it's going to start a thread trying to break it. And there's going to be an issue. If too many of you do this at one time, you're going to kill it. So you haven't had that issue lately, but I got 40 students this time. So I'm thinking it's due Monday at 5. No, it's due Tuesday at 5. So it means Monday night about 5, when you all get off work, you're going to start it. So, but if you do it between now and Monday, it's going to be fine.
You have such faith in us.
Sunday, so yay.
Yeah, but no, there's always one or two like Cameron who might actually start early. But then pretty much most everybody else, I'm sorry to say, a lot of you wait till the last minute. But the number of tasks and how long you want each task to go. I wouldn't worry about the timeout. They're going to time out quickly anyway. Here's a very, very, oh my God, important thing to do. Exit after you find it. So if you don't check that, it will find it. Just keep on moving that list. You will never see it. So that's very, very important. Okay? Because it literally, because remember, this can be used to break multiple machines with multiple usernames and passwords. So what you can do when it's done, you can actually export the results to a file and scan through it. But I just tell it to exit when done. And I think, let me try this. No guarantees yet. Hold on. Let me check something. Password attacks, online. Yes, you can actually run 2 instances of it. So you could actually have one doing the first name, and one doing the second name, so on and so forth. Okay? So, everybody okay on what that does? Okay? We're not using any proxies. You don't need that, so I'd leave that blank. Specifics. There's something super critical in here. You need to do it. Just not going to tell you what it is. You have to figure it out. And I did put a hint somewhere. You got to find it. So it's there. A nice hint. Without the hint, you will not solve it. Just so you know. And it's on the main document. It's on the assignment page. The one I showed you first. It's on there. It's on there. Okay. Now, here's an issue. I did this so, does anyone see something missing on my screen right now? Well, I haven't started yet. But what's missing on that screen right there? A start button. Where is it? No, there's a button that should say start. So how do I fix it?
Click on the tab.
Come on, someone help me figure it out.
Right click.
Right click. Somewhere.
In the blank space. In the blank space.
No.
Down.
Right click in the output.
Well, I'm glad I'm trying this now, or else you guys be home. We can run it. Come on, someone's got to figure it out.
Is it quit?
No.
Disguised?
No, it actually says start.
Switch tabs.
What about target?
Switch tabs to specifics, then come back. You have to do something. Set X in the top right corner.
Close it. That'll undo everything I just did.
No.
Come on. Think.
Google key bindings to start.
Hydra.
Okay, I don't have to change tabs. Give up on that. It's not going to work.
Scanner?
Try enter.
Okay, I actually didn't try that.
Captain America.
No.
No.
I can't see the start button. Why? Come on.
Oh, maximize it. Maximize it.
Okay, you're on the right track, but wrong.
So open. So stretch the window. Highlight the sides and stretch it out.
We can't see the bottom.
What about the
We
right
can't see the
side?
bottom.
Right side.
Full
screen it, hold.
Scroll down.
Corner. There you go. There you go. There you go. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Full screen the
There you go.
VM.
There you go. Grab it. That's it.
Full screen the VM so it takes
You
up all the
can't
screen.
maximize it?
Go to the taskbar and maximize it.
Enter. Alt F4.
Control.
I'm making it bigger.
Change the resolution.
Oh, change the resolution. Oh, imagine that. Change the resolution. Okay, I'm going to go into applications. Then I'm going to go, God, that was like pulling teeth. System tools, preferences, system settings, displays, 1024, apply, keep it, apply, keep it, apply.
What? You got apply.
No OK button.
What? Don't worry about it. There it is.
That was like pulling teeth with you guys.
That was like a marathon right there.
See, I set mine back so we would have the problem, because I could just imagine. I can't get this on. There's no start button. Come on, how many of you would have emailed me Monday? I can't do this on. There's no start button. I knew it.
I'm too proud.
I'm not raising my
All right, now if you look at the bottom, you'll actually see it's building the commands, so you can actually bring up the command line, which is actually faster, and run this. But it actually built the command for you.
But how much faster is it?
But I mean, you can bring up multiple command lines and paste in different copies of it running a different file
That was
each time.
snake breaking. It took forever just to run one.
Yeah,
Are
that's
you going to
true.
give us the help document for the command line like you did for the stag?
It's actually right. Where is it? Right there. I even tell you every command, every option.
While you're at it, could you show us the hand really quick?
No. Anyone find the hint yet?
I did. I saw the word hint.
Oh, wait, go back.
Was there a word hint in there, really?
Old. I think it's up. Pull up.
That's Hydra.
Oh, look further.
Is that
Okay, let's continue on. So now I'm going to hit start. I already found it. Well, shit. Okay, let me change my username. I'm going to go with the username of Bob.
Password food.
Come on. So we'll clear the output. We're going to do start. Resolving address is done. Come on. Come on. It should. Didn't I have username in my password list? It should be doing it. You know, the problem is I ran this and it broke it already.
Didn't you just do one username?
Waiting for children
Not
to
the
complete
list.
tests.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if I have to clear it out somehow. Because I ran this just before class to make sure it worked. But you did.
Now it's not working.
Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, let's.
Waiting for children to complete tests.
Yeah, see, it's finished. But how? Why? I'm going to turn that on. You're not going to do that. Trust me, don't want to do that. Resolved address done, yes. But why isn't it showing the results here? It should show every result. Come on. It's on port. Did I set it's on port? See, it's S21 is the port. Verbose. 0 pass. Come on, it's not even showing the passwords. Did I not save my password file right or something? Here, this is a correctly formatted file. Here, let's put another bunch of stuff in here. Is it insert? Okay. Okay.
What's that?
I'm just making it longer, that's all. Okay, I added a few more in there. I'm wondering if it saved it somewhere in like a password list. We want passwords. Now let's try it again. Come on, you should be doing all of them.
You got it set for the one password. I mean, one username.
Yeah, but it should still try Bob with each password. What now?
Maybe the hint would help.
Maybe,
No, the hint won't help on that.
How do you know?
Because I wrote the hint. Why is it should be showing all of them. So that's, hold on, there's something, okay, we got something wrong here. That is the right IP address because it connected. Port 21, FTP, verbose. Oh, show attempts. We couldn't see it before because the screen wasn't big enough. Oh, darn it. Okay, so now we're going to go back in here. We're going to go here and we're going to clear it. Now we're going to click start. There it goes. Phew. All right, so, and since it's not going to find it because Bob is not the correct username, but you see it tried each password. Now on this prompt here, I didn't explain these two because we couldn't see them when the window was small. Let's go back and make sure I didn't miss any buttons. You definitely want show attempts. Don't care about debug. On passwords, the username is not the password, so you don't need that one. And don't try a blank one either. But in normal case, a lot of people might have that, so you want to use those. Under tuning, okay, again, the bottom stuff we don't need. That's fine up there. You can try bringing it up, but I don't know, it might. This bottom stuff, we don't need SNMP at all, so that's not an issue. But if it was SNMP you were trying to break, that would be where you would set it. So I'm going to go back here now and select my username list, my password list. Now I'm going to clear the results. And it's going to go, and it's trying those 16, and it's going to do the next 16. Come on. 30. There's the next batch. Yours will check a lot faster than this, by the way. Ah, I found it. It found what the answer is. It'll be in bold when it finds it. If it just comes up with finished, that means it didn't find it. It'll stop like this with the port, the protocol, the IP, and the username and the password. Okay? That's how you know it did it. All right? Any questions? That's all there is to this. So again, the usernames, you got to mangle them. So let's go talk about that for a second.
So it only had one username and password.
Because I only put in one correct one.
So we're going to
But-
have like a list.
Actually, if I did more, let me put in another one. Is there anybody who has not changed their password in the system?
I haven't. I haven't.
Wow. Okay.
I've never used it.
Okay. Come on. Okay, I need a username of someone.
Big Green, is that what it is? Oh, what is the username default?
It's like,
Roger Dash Garrett.
what is it now?
Roger Dash Garrett. What is it? RSC.
Dash RSC. Okay. And then I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to go into passwords. And if you notice, I can't edit it. Just hit I for insert. Now I'm going to put in password 1. That's what it should be.
Yep.
All right, so let's run this again. And now we're going to do start. So watch it for a minute. Okay, I found that one. Okay, now you'll notice it stopped because I had the whole exit after first pair. So now I'm going to show you what happens if we don't have that. Okay, it found that one. It's going to continue going. In theory, it's going to continue going. There's the next batch, and you'll find the next one, but it's going to keep going through the entire list. Now, when it's done, it should go do some more. That wasn't the end, was it? Maybe it was. You can save the output, but I cannot guarantee it'll save all of it if you do too many. You know what I mean? I don't know what the buffer is. I don't know if it, ran 800 lines, and so that's why I'm saying save when found. But you can have to do that a few times if you've got a bunch of them. Okay. If you actively work on this, like I'll know if Cameron does, and it turns out it's going to take too long to do it, then I'll lower the number. If you, what?
Give me extra credit.
No.
Oh, we've already established Cameron has a lot.
No, that's true. That's true.
Was it girl?
What now?
You can say that in IT though.
Oh, that's a very good question. I ask you to retrieve the general purpose RSA keys. Once you find their username and password, log into the system with whatever protocol, like this case it would be FTP. Log in, you'll be able to, and Nmap will even tell you what type of system it is. Then go online, type whatever the system name is, retrieve general purpose RSA key, and it'll give you the command. It's not hard to figure out. Okay, it's not. You need the hint though. If you don't get the hint, you will get lots and lots of false positives. What will happen is you're like, oh, I found the username immediately, and it didn't work. If you can't log in with it, it's a false positive. You know what I mean? So it came up and said his password was Bob, and they said it was correct. Well, you can't log in with Bob, then obviously it's not Bob. Okay. The hint is on that first document. It is literally in clear, huge text.
So it's in the title of the.
No. No, it's not. No, it's not on the title. No, that's not huge. Well, it's not, I guess it's not huge, but there's plenty of text. You can read it. Let's talk about usernames for a second. So we'll go with John Hill. What could we possibly use for John Hill?
J Hill.
J Hill.
John J Hill.
John Hill. Hill John. JH. HJ. Don't try John Hill.
No J easy.
No. Oh, and by the way, I did not abbreviate. Like, Robert is not Bob. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if there's any of those in here.
Robert won't be Bert.
Robert could be Rob though.
Or it could be R. You know, I wouldn't sure like Patricia's not going to be Pat. It could be, you know, Patricia Blue could be PB. Or Patricia B. Or P Blue.
It wouldn't be like Patty.
No, not Patty. It could be P.B. or P-Blue or something like that. Okay, so just come up with some different names. And yeah, it's not that hard. So again, do the quiz. I will tell you this much of a hint. I have not shown you it. Does that help? You like that? I didn't show it to you yet. So you saw what I showed you, but I didn't show it to you. So you'll be able to find it. It's easy. I didn't, but it is in that document. I've always emailed it out before. But I'm making you work for it. It's like so hard. Did anyone find it yet?
You don't like us, do
Is
you?
the more info?
Ta-da! It was easy, wasn't it? It's like perfectly clear, readable text, isn't it? Don't tell them where it is. Yeah. It's like an entire paragraph. It's
It
hidden.
says more
Coach
info
the
on
link.
it than.
Yeah. All right. So everybody okay on how to use Nmap and Hydra? Now you can very easily run it on both machines. Install X Hydra, I think it is on Windows. Install that on your Windows machine. Hell, I don't care. You already saw you can run this multiple times. And it generates the command line at the bottom. You can literally open a bunch of command windows and just point to different files with each one.
How much RAM do these machines have?
It's like 4 gigs, I think. 2 gigs or 4 gigs.
It's not bad.
And the protocol, this really doesn't take up much. The whole task thing, what it does is it just makes multiple threads. If you go with too many threads, this can take forever. But just check on it every now and then, and you'll be fine.
So you recommend like making a file and put just a few username guesses and then running it?
Yeah, just don't put stupid ones. So many times. Okay, first of all, a space is not a valid username. Guess what happens if you put a space in? You get false positives. So don't use an invalid username and you'll be fine. Okay, did you find the machine? Is it up? Did you try? Or can you not
Nice.
connect? You might not be able to connect.
It's all I'm getting is a black screen.
Yeah, you might not be. Here, let me pause the screen for just a second. Is it paused? Okay. Now let me pause this machine. Oh, crap. It's not it. Ha! You think that was it? That's the same one I'm using for the demo. See, you all thought it was. Okay. So any questions on this? It's pretty straightforward. Don't wait until the last seconds. You've got quite a few of them to do.
Could you explain the RSA key thing?
Okay, the RSA key, what an RSA key is an encryption key. Okay? Once you find out what the type of system is and can log into it, there's one command you need that will show you the keys. It's not hard to find.
That's the hint.
It's really not that hard to find. That's funny. Last semester, someone goes, I can't get it. I basically took what they asked me. I know it's a such and such a system, but I can't find out how to retrieve the RSA general purpose key. So I took their text, went on Google, hit paste. First result, went back in email, hit paste. There you go. Like, oh, it was that easy. It was.
You should send him a screenshot
Yeah.
of Google.
I should have. That was when we show you how to do it or something. Google that command. It was like it was your exact command. I just typed into Google. Yeah, it's not hard to do. So, all right, pretty simple lab. I don't think it'll take that long. As long as you come up with some good usernames and passwords, just spend an hour mangling your names up and you'll be good. Okay? If you do extra, I'll give you some extra credit.
So if we find 40.
Well, the way I've done it in the past is I'd give you 2 points extra credit for each one so you get 10 extra percent. Up to 10. In other words, you can break 5 extra.
Could I put the extra credit into another class?
No! Let's go to this class. So if you break 5 additional, you're going to have to email them to me or something. Actually, you can submit those to the Dropbox. Don't submit these other ones. If you break 5 additional, just submit them to the Dropbox and I'll give you 10 extra percent, or 2 points each. So, give you 10 points. Okay? Sound like a plan? I'm saying is if you break 5 extra, you get 10%. This is the Dropbox. Everybody good? Any other questions? We're going once, going twice, and the hint's easy to find. Adriel found it instantly. It's top secret where I put it. It's not hard. Okay. All right. That's the end of the recording then.